2nd Varsity Flashback. It is the first week of the playoffs. We are out here at Legion Stadium. Plenty of highlights on the show. We'll start off with number 14 Trask and number 3 East Columbus. Head over to Hoggard where the second-seeded Vikings were playing host to number 15 Cary. And finish up with this game here, number 12 Holly Springs and number 5 New Hanover. We'll get started in the swamp at East Columbus where the number 3 Gators were playing host to number 14 Trask. Both teams looking for their first ever playoff win in this one. The Gators had won their first ever conference title by taking the Three Rivers crown, while the Titans had lost their past 5 games. Early on, East Columbus is already up 7-0. In the second quarter now, the Gator defense holds as Trask lines up to punt, but the snap goes over David Vandergrift's head and he kicks it out the back of the end zone for a safety. The Gators now take a 9-0 lead, but the Titans are trying to get back in it. Linwood Pickett seems to be caught up in traffic, but he bounces off the tacklers and rumbles ahead for a big gain. Now Dominic Lazine gets the ball for Trask, and he takes it around the edge for a 25-yard touchdown. The extra point pulls the Titans to within 2 at 9-7, and the comeback was on. Trask scores the final 13 unanswered points and goes on to win 13-7. Now let's head over to Hoggard where the second-seeded Vikings were playing host to number 15 Cary. On the opening kickoff, Cary purposely goes for the onside kick and recovers the Hoggard fumble. The Imps drive down to the Hoggard 15, but they botch the exchange and Kevin Dunaway recovers the fumble to prevent the score. But as was the case throughout the night, both teams struggled to get anything going and head into the locker room at halftime tied 0-0. In the second half, Coach Braswell tries to get something going for his Vikings. The offense starts clicking in the fourth as Rashad McDonald finds room around the right edge. Next play he goes left and gains big yards after the cutback to set up 1st and goal. McDonald takes the relatively easy touchdown in from there, and the Vikings go on to win 7-0 to advance to the second round. Finally, let's head over to Legion Stadium where 5th-seeded New Hanover was taking on number 12 Holly Springs. The Wildcats won their first-round playoff game last year and were trying to make it 2 in a row. In the first quarter of this one, kicker Nick Esquire hits a 42-yard field goal to put the Wildcats up 3-0. Then in the second, Tevin Mishu takes in this touchdown from 14 yards out to make it 10-0 in the first half. Later in the second quarter, the Golden Hawks are driving as Mike Roach airs it out to Mark Jones, but he's overthrown. So Holly Springs goes for a 52-yard field goal attempt, but after the bad snap, Nick Hahn's attempt falls short. In the second half, Mishu took over for the Wildcats, gaining big yards to keep New Hanover driving. Then the Wildcats go to the air as Jordan Betts finds Jameel James, who makes the catch, turns, and heads for the corner and the score. The Wildcats add another touchdown late and go on to win 24-0. Due to a legal case involving eligibility, the Wildcats could play number 13 Pine Forest, number 4 Terry Sanford, or have a second-round forfeit win next week. That case will be decided early next week. Now let's take a look at the other scores from around the area. Wallace won in the 1A East 46-0 over Northampton East. In the 1A West, West Columbus was late, while North Duplin won at Cherokee 14-7. In the 1AA East, unbeaten Southwest Onslow keeps rolling with a 64-21 win over Union. James Keenan wins at home 34-6 over East Montgomery. Aiden Grifton ends Dixon's season 27-7. Pender keeps right on rolling as the 4 seed, beating Perquimans 49-7. Trask upsets East Columbus 13-9. In the Little 2A East, East Bladen remains unbeaten with a 42-18 win over Carborough. North Brunswick at Roanoke Rapids was postponed to 7 p.m. on Saturday. Whiteville comes back to beat Farmville Central 19-15. In the Big 2A East, East Duplin remains undefeated with a 41-7 win over St. Paul's. In the Little 3A East, East Rowan tops South Brunswick in overtime 14-11. In the Big 3A East, West Brunswick shuts out Chapel Hill 34-0. In the Little 4A, New Hanover beats Holly Springs 24-0. New Bern at Apex Middle Creek was postponed till Saturday. And Southeast Raleigh tops Rose 36-3. And in the Big 4A East, Hoggard tops Cary 7-0. Well, that's it for us this week, folks. Be sure to check back on Wednesday as we preview all of the Round 2 games. But for this week, I'm Rachel George for Friday Night Varsity Flashback on StarNewsOnline.com.